So I am Don Verrilli, and I am the Solicitor General. The healthcare case was, for me, an extraordinary privilege. Being in this position at this time when that case was before the court was just an amazing thing. And it was amazing because, for many reasons, but one way in which it was very important to me was that you knew that you were in the middle of history occurring and that you were a part of it. And that was true, of course, in the sense that the entire public was caught up in the case and the arguments being made and the court's ultimate decision. And it was a rare thing to see, but it was true in a more fundamental sense that I felt like I was participating in an argument about the meaning of the Constitution and about the nature of our republic that has gone on since the time of the founders and will continue to go on long after I'm gone. And it's about defining what we are as a country, what our founding document means, and that it's just awe-inspiring to think that I got to play a role in that at one moment in this ongoing dialogue, this ongoing debate that is at the core of our history as a country. That there was this period of time where I was part of that, and that was amazing, just amazing. I have no idea what effect, if any, my time here will have over time. I don't have any idea, what the long-term consequences of me being here will be. I do think I was able to do the job effectively for a couple of reasons that were maybe ironic, in that, when I was nominated, I of course was working in the White House as Deputy Counsel to the President, and it had never happened before that somebody in the White House had been nominated to become Solicitor General. And there was a concern, I think, that articulated by some, that this might be inconsistent with the independence of the office to have somebody come from a more political setting to do the job, and that it might really raise issues about the independence of the office. But the irony is that I actually have, in practice, had a huge amount of independence, and I think that's because the people at the White House knew me, and because I was a known quantity, they had less of a concern that I was going to fail to provide them with a heads up when we were doing something that might be noticed, or that I was going to make a judgment that was going to drive them off a cliff. And as a result, they essentially left me alone to do the job. And I've been able to do that, and I think I've been able to set a tone that we make our judgments here based on what's in the interest of the United States and in a manner that's consistent with the long-term institutional values of the office. And that's actually gone extremely well. And I was lucky in another way, too, in that by being in the White House and also being in the department in a different job, I got to know the agency general counsels very well and other lawyers in the executive branch very well. And so when I came to this job, and they were really my clients in this job, I already had good working relationships with all of them, which made it, I think, easier for me to be effective. And I also had an understanding about how the executive branch works and the need for process and how important it is to make sure that everybody who's got a stake in a judgment that we're going to make here, anybody in the executive branch, has a chance to be heard and has their views taken seriously. And if we're not going to go the way that that agency or department wants us to go, that agency and department gets an explanation from me, if they want it, as to why we made the judgment we made, and the legitimacy of that judgment, so that they feel comfortable that they were heard, that the process was fair, and that the next time around the judgment may go in their favor. And having a sense of that coming into the job allowed me, I think, to be more effective quicker. And I think had I come to it cold, I might not have had that same sense. So there's certain ways in which what I did before gave me some advantages going into this role and exercising these responsibilities. But as I said, beyond that, who knows? I just have no way to evaluate it. What I think I'll take from the job when I leave is something that I adverted to earlier, and this was just happened by chance, but I happened to be here during a period of real historical importance, and it was my responsibility to lead the representation of the United States in these matters of real historical importance. And therefore I was able to participate in history and its making, and have some influence. Time will only tell what that was, but have some influence in history going down one path versus another. And that's an awesome responsibility, and it's one that fills me with a sense of very deep gratitude that I was lucky enough to be here during this time doing that work. It's really pretty amazing.